אתם מאזינים, אתם מאזינים, אתם מאזינים, אתם מאזינים, אתם מאזינים לרדיו כל השלום.
Hi Nadia, how are you? You know, Nadia, now we have everything is going to go to YouTube.
Okay.
And because we know you Palestinians, we better have security cameras, and I feel safe now when I sit with you in the studio.
As long as you feel safe.
Do you feel safe?
With the camera?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I like fame.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that you are very famous now among the prisoners.
Yes.
How come that you are that famous?
Well, I have no idea if I'm famous.
But you got a
But receiving this letter kind of...
What did he write? I'll tell the people who listen to us or even watch us. You got a letter from a prisoner. What did he write?
It was just like... for me, it's not about what is inside. The whole concept for me sounds strange. It's a strange feel because it was something that was totally out of space. I didn't even expect it. But it's like the first part of it is about him, and somehow he writes a very nice way. I think it has to, like, you would feel this attitude of solitude in the writing. And the second part seemed personal, addressing me, saying that he appreciates what I write, what I say, my courage, my leadership skills or qualities, and he wishes me all the luck and all this.
Do you know where is this prisoner from?
It says on the envelope it's from Hadar prison.
Yeah, okay, but
where is he from?
Where does he live? Yeah,
no,
Palestine.
He is Palestinian for sure. His name is his name is written. I think the whole thing is worth to think of in a way. I still didn't swallow it, absorb it completely yet. I did ask my brother-in-law to check out who he is and all this, because it's like I have to say that it's not about curiosity as much as really understanding why would someone send an absolute total stranger. It could be like anyone who would comment on me on my blog, let's say, like, which is, it's all about strangers in this world trying to say a word after reading something. Sorry, but it's seeing it from, like, getting it from someone from prison seemed kind of strange. It's not just strange; it feels different.
Yes, it is. So your brother-in-law is the father of the girl that was lost. No,
you should know by now that I have so many sisters.
How many?
Well, I'm number 1 out of 8 girls.
8, nice. And no men? No,
one
you don't
boy.
Have any? One boy.
The boy is number 8.
Ah, okay. So 7.
No, we're 7 girls, a boy, and a girl.
Ah, nice. So only 9.
Yes.
I see.
For the sake of a boy.
Yeah. For him, it's very good.
It is nice. It's special in a way. It has its pros and cons. But no, my brother-in-law, this is the brother of this is the wife of my number 6 sister.
Number 6, okay.
This is how we go.
So why did you pick him and not any other sister?
No, because he is the director of the club, the prisoners club.
Ah, the prisoners.
He's a former prisoner.
I see.
So that's why I picked him up. It wasn't a spontaneous pickup for a brother-in-law.
So he's going to check and give you answers.
He probably knows. I also called the director of the prisoner museum of prisoners in the university. But somehow also it felt kind of odd, because this whole thing of trying to understand the mentality or people expressing their own mentality in such a thing. the man was telling me quickly, like, there are people who got married. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this man is probably 20 years old. Probably. But the fact that, like, I was the director of the Prisoners Museum is a former prisoner. And somehow he was expressing, I think, what he would have thought if he wanted to send a letter to someone. So all his mindset was set on this aspect of matching. And I was like, this is what we miss, making a match through a prison.
Do you think that when prisoners leave the prison, they are different than the same prisoners when they come into the prison? I mean, do they change their opinions in prison? Do they become more extreme, more pragmatic? Probably they speak better Hebrew. But what about all the other questions? What do you think the prisoner is doing to the prisoners?
When I was reading this letter, I was thinking of how eloquent he is. And I was thinking, if he was not inside the prison, would he write in such an eloquency or not? So somehow I think it provides this sense of writing, like it gives like this eloquency in the skill of writing, that it's only because of time and solitude that you will definitely be equipped with, which is a very positive thing. It's absolutely sure that people change. I don't think we even have to elaborate much on it. It's like entering prison is not something that is fun in the first place, and it definitely, the harshness of living in prison definitely shapes a new character. My brother-in-law is kind of an example of people who were luckily not really changed like in a negative way in this sense, because it was more of a personal feeling towards him, since he knew my sister when they were very young, and he was jailed when he was maybe 18 or 19 during...
For how many years?
He spent almost 10 years. So during the Marwan Barghouti's arrest time, like what
was the charge?
He belonged to Fatah in that time, and he was charged of apparently there was I don't know if it still is there, but I remember one of the charges was that he was shooting towards the settlements in a distance of some, like a mile or something like this. It was kind of a funny way of making of the whole sentence. And he was originally sentenced for something like 20 years. The family bought years in prison. It's a whole business actually what goes on in yeah. You can really practically buy years. You pay money, like let's say you pay something like 10,000 shekels for 2-3 years, something like this, and you get discounts on the sentence.
No, you mean that you get prison punishment and you get kind of sum of money that you have to pay, but if you don't want to pay, you have to go to prison.
What I understood, I didn't enter the details, but I remember back that like he's been out of prison for years now, and but what I understood back then from the details that my sister used to say were that there were these deals that were taking place between the family lawyer and the court, and it looked like a very normal deal. At the end, he was released in one of the exchanges, I think.
2011?
Maybe. Was it the last one? No, I don't. Maybe it's like 10, 11, something like this.
I think the 2011 one was one of the exchange that the Hamas released Gilad Shalit, and then there were 500.
No, before the Gilad Shalit, for sure.
Okay.
No, before that, the deal before. like one of the Galatia leads deals, I think, because there were many times when people were released.
Yes.
But he's definitely not a threat, I think. He was just like a young boy. And
he's still Fatah?
Yeah, he's an active Fatah member, I believe. And which is interesting for me is that he's kind of devoting his life to these, like being in this, the prisoners' affairs is quite impressive. Like, he wants to help. He's a nice, in general, he's a very kind person. He's really kind, like those people that you really know that they have great hearts. So it's, I assume he's a very critical of Fatah's ongoing things. I think so. But I'm not too much into such discussions, to be honest, with him. I don't see him much. I don't go to Ramallah much.
I see. What else is new? What is new today in the Palestinian media?
Palestinian media. Actually, I don't know if it's Palestinian media or me, but what am I busy in? I was thinking mostly of what's going on in it's Israeli media concerning the elections. So this is what is hot in news, I think, all over, including the Palestinian media. What is sarcastic for us is that we could get busy in the Israeli elections, upcoming elections, when we are still waiting for
your elections.
And elections that it will not come, apparently. So if this
will not come because Palestine is divided, because actually Fatah members cannot act freely in Gaza, or because of the occupation?
No, this is definitely, I think, it's internal Palestinian worry about not making an elections because they want to secure winning.
Winning of Fatah?
Of course. Whoever, actually. I think both, because one side can push more towards elections when
both of them are happy from the situation right now.
I guess so. Like now, it would be more towards Hamas, I think, side if elections take place. But in general, I think both sides don't want elections. And again, what is sarcastic is that the Palestinian media has been busy in this. Well, everything is improper, but this is one of those questionable assignments of one of the ministers, the Minister of Education.